In the heart of Cambodia, nestled among floating villages and ancient traditions, lies a body of water that breathes with the rhythm of the nation itself, Tonle Sap Lake. This is more than just a lake. It is the lifeblood of a people, a place where spirituality and nature intertwine. For generations, the villagers here have lived in harmony with its ebb and flow. There lives a testament to a delicate balance. But what happens when that balance is broken? Our story begins in one of these floating villages, with a young orphan named Neak. Though small, Neak had eyes that held the clarity of the morning sky and a heart as pure as the lotus flowers that dotted the water as surface. He lived with his grandmother, a wise elder whose voice carried the echoes of ancient stories, tales of spirit guardians, and the sacred soul of the lake. Lately, a shadow had fallen over Tonle Sap. The once abundant waters began to recede. The fish grew scarce, and a strange stillness settled over the floating homes. The villagers whispered of a curse, their prayers unanswered. The lake, their provider, was in pain. It was during these troubled times that Neak began to have a recurring dream. Night after night, he saw a radiant golden light shimmering from the deepest part of the lake. A light that seemed to be calling his name. Driven by an intuition he couldn't explain, Neak took his small wooden boat and rowed towards the heart of Tonle Sap, following the phantom glow from his dreams. As he ventured further than ever before, the air grew thick with an ancient magic. Then, rising from the water with a quiet majesty, a creature of legend appeared. Its hide shimmered like 1,000 suns, its horns curved like the crescent moon. It was the golden buffalo, the divine guardian of Tonle Sap, a being of immense strength and profound wisdom. The buffalo's voice was not spoken but felt, a deep resonance in Neak's soul. It revealed a dire truth. Deep beneath the lakebed, a mud demon had been awakened. Born from imbalance and neglect, this monstrous creature was draining Tonle Sap's very life force, consuming its energy and turning the vibrant waters into a lifeless mire. The great buffalo, the lake's protector, was weakening as the lake itself suffered. The golden buffalo explained that brute force alone could not defeat the demon. Its rage was fueled by discord, and only a heart free of greed and filled with pure compassion could soothe it. It looked at Neak, seeing the untainted spirit within the boy. The lake needs a voice, the guardian conveyed. Someone who can speak for the water, for the fish, for the balance we have lost. It needs you, Neak. Fear pricked at Neak's heart. He was just a boy, small and powerless. How could he face a demon? But looking into the wise, weary eyes of the golden buffalo, he saw the fate of his home reflected, and he knew he had to try. Just as the buffalo foretold, the mud demon's full fury was unleashed. The ground trembled, and the remaining water churned violently as a grotesque form of sludge and despair clawed its way to the surface. It roared, a sound of pure anguish and anger, and the floating village shook. The golden buffalo charged, its golden form a brilliant streak against the murky chaos. But with every clash, the demon's darkness seemed to seep into the guardian, dimming its light. The buffalo was losing. Seeing the mighty protector falter, Neak's fear gave way to a surge of courage. He paddled his small boat directly towards the raging demon, his heart pounding like a drum. He didn't shout or draw a weapon. Instead, he spoke. His voice, clear and steady, carried across the churning water. He didn't speak with anger, but with empathy. He spoke of the lake's pain, of the villagers' love for their home, and of the sorrow that comes from imbalance. He spoke not to the monster, but to the suffering spirit within it. He reminded the demon of its true nature, not as a destroyer, but as part of the earth, part of the whole. As Neak's sincere words filled the air, he closed his eyes and called upon the spirit of Tonle Sap itself. He pleaded for the lake to remember its own strength, its power to give life, to heal, and to restore. In that moment, a miracle happened. From the depths, the water began to rise, not in a violent flood, but as a gentle, soothing embrace. The fresh, clear water washed over the mud demon, quieting its rage, and cleansing the darkness. The demon's tormented roar softened into a low rumble, and slowly, it sank back into the lake bed. Its anger pacified, returning to its long slumber. The balance was restored. The skies cleared, and the golden buffalo, its light returning brighter than ever, approached Neak. As a reward for his incredible courage and compassion, the guardian gifted him a single, perfect lotus. But this was no ordinary flower. Its petals glowed with a soft, golden light, a symbol of divine protection, healing, and enduring harmony. As long as this lotus blooms, the buffalo communicated, Tonle Sap will be safe. But its true power lies in the hearts of those who protect the balance. With a final, knowing look, the golden buffalo submerged, returning to the depths, its duty done, but promising to return if its people ever needed it again. Neak returned to his village, not just as an orphan boy, but as the guardian boy of Tonle Sap. He taught his people what he had learned, that the greatest strength isn't in power, but in compassion, and that the health of the land is a reflection of the purity of our hearts. The story of the golden buffalo became more than just a legend. It became a living guide. A reminder for every generation that we are all caretakers of this world. It's a timeless Khmer tale, teaching us that the courage to care and a deep respect for nature are the keys to protecting our most sacred treasures. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales that connect us to our world.